You see, the planets are on a pilgrimage. Solar systems, galaxies are on a pilgrimage. We are no less on the pilgrimage to the galaxy. We are no less part of the awakening process at the nebulae level. See? Yeah. And radiance. We are no less the very process of this radiance. See? This infinitely radiant reality. Sometimes we have to stop distraction and feel the bliss of the radiance that is ever present. See? And so it is wise that many of the teachers, and let's say the yogis and the masters, say, no, the best way to apprehend this to begin with is to stop, look and listen very carefully, and focus on your breathing and start from there, which is where it all begins. First breath. First breath, last breath. End of life. So it's the best way to be in the body to begin with, and it's a great meditation. Apprehending or recognizing the radiance of being already real. Made into reality, you have a realization, an ongoing one. When that becomes so real, it's all there is. It's all the time. And we are that all the time. So entering realization and reality is not like strange. That's radical common nature. And being peaceful, at rest, so to speak. In the heart melt, in the mind melt of spirit. See, the light itself. But you can't believe anybody. You have to open yourself to what it is. See, be available to it, to let it more or less be the case in your case. And be true and realized in your case. And this is the potential of the moment, nowness. See, and the path, the doubtless path, the path of no doubt. See. Now we are here as potentially awakened beings, making a big difference on the planet. See, by doing nothing, we are doing everything we can do, which is a really intense paradigm for some people. Say, there's no logic, this guy's stupid. Doing nothing, you're doing everything you can do. Spiritually, it's a fact. There's nothing you can do materially that's going to make a difference, except in the case of surviving peeps. You can make it easier for them in terms of food. That's for real. You can keep the life going there. You can keep the body alive. You can give material comfort and joy. No question about that. But that's at the survival level, not necessarily at the spiritual level. Spiritual level is its own reality. It has nothing to do with life, particularly as we know it. In fact, it has more to do with life as we don't know it. To be really honest, severely honest, wickedly honest. Because what we know is what we really don't know. As humans, we are humans, mortalized. Controlled by self-limitation programs, all of which are worth giving up and moving beyond, going into a deeper state.
I guess conventional wisdom is that survival is our strongest instinct, but you're saying there are things beyond.
No, I think you're talking about physical survival, the strongest instinct. The strongest instinct is you can say, the impulse for freedom. Freedom. at the source of all the greatest revolutions in art, science, and religion. Liberation. Not just to survive. Anything can survive. But liberation is, liberation. It means more than it says. Survival, is already nature is surviving. Survival of the species. Organic survival. It's not enough. It's not awakening. Awakening is a blowing of the mind into an intelligence radiance that is incomprehensible. And yet we're part of it, so it's not like it's alien to us. It's part of us. We are it. It's part of the heart radiance and the soul's radiance. See, at its own level. Part of our reality. Part of the sound radiance. And the light radiance. And that's part of the sacred silence. And not just void silence, but super void silence, nirvanic silence. Nirvanic, super nirvanic, like super nirvan, like supernova, super nirvanic.
So is the, let's say, potential to put things above survival part of what distinguishes us from animals as humans? Is this a unique quality?
All of us are animals in survival mode, right? All of us are. But that's not all we are. And not all of us are as good as others because of karma and conditions and, say, inherited skills and so on. Or resources. I'm talking about resources. But resources aside, the highest resource is understanding and awareness. That's the true wealth. The wealth of the masters.
What about sacrifice? How does that fit in? The willingness to sacrifice one's life for others, let's say.
It's a noble instinct. Right? But then that includes both sides of the fence. And we've got a lot of noble instincts here, people sacrificing themselves for a higher cause. It's a paradox. What's the higher cause? Killing people? Is that the higher cause? Because you're willing to sacrifice yourself and taking other people with you, that's the higher cause?
Well, let's say dying to save someone else.
Depends on what the conditions are. Who are you killing in the process? That's really the big question, whether or not there's justice in it. And then says who? Does anybody want their family, their mothers and fathers blown to smithereens? For what purpose? For who? Says who? Everybody's entitled to an opinion about it. So, many feel that we should let the living live, right? That's better. Yeah. Well, let the living live. Yeah. If they will do that. Yeah. And then let others die who feel they need to die. But you're dying anyway. So people asking for dignity in death, they should be granted that. It's their life. Right? Anyone else is playing the God that everyone says doesn't exist. Good questions, because we're dealing with more paradoxes now. The paradox of life and death.
Is there something beyond the desire for liberation that you referred to earlier?
That's what liberation is, desirelessness. There's no desire. Your desire has been liberated, so you have what appear to be desires, but there's no weight on it. I think I'll have this. Maybe not. Unless it's medically needed and desirable, then of course, that's a different program, that's a different scene. when your body's in desperate need of something that it desires. See? And it's a matter of satisfying that or dying and paying the price of shortening your life of maybe no mission, no purpose. So if you don't care, who cares? But if you know you can make a difference out here, then you want to extend this life of service to others as long as you can. It's the beauty of it, is that. Service.
What about people who experience, let's say, a deathbed realization or conversion, or in their final moments, their life takes a turn?
What about it?
Is that let's say fulfillment of
Could be better late than never. Exactly. Better late than never in that case. Others would say better never late, but better late than never. Better on the deathbed, yes. Have a conversion. Right. That's wise. Better then, for sure. And certainly tested then. Better tested at that point. Because if there's any heart in you, it may come out at that point. That's it's all that's left. It's heart and the connection with love. And you hope that you are loved when you pass. You hope that you meet loved ones when you pass. But you're not alone, so to speak.
Is
you were with your father, and you were with him when he passed. Comments?
Yes. It was a profound moment of transition and completion, and experiencing somebody at peace in their final moments, but not really there, either. So it made the passing, let's say, a fait accompli. It was already done.
Already gone.
Yeah.
Right.
And so,
Yeah. That was the day I told you that in the morning when I checked out my window, there was a dead bird by my window, and it passed. So I said, "Yeah, I understand. It's time for your father to pass." He said, "Yeah, he passed recently." I said, "Understood. Perfect. As it should be." Go ahead.
And so, is that turning? Does the lack of fear of death
It's good. Yeah, I mean,
lead to a better post-death reality, whatever that might be?
Of course. Yeah, there's no struggle. There's a willingness to go with the flow. That's important. I'm not saying just yield to death. No, when your time comes, it's a beautiful thing. You can be gently taken out. But that can happen at any time. You can be gently taken out later and brought back in gently to continue your life. For those who need that kind of evidence, so be it.
And then there's that line from Dylan Thomas about rage against the dying of the light. To fight it, fight death in a sense.
The light is not dying. The light is no. There's no death for the light. The light just is. And there's more light once you're liberated from the body, your encasement, your casket. It's light, more light, if you can handle it. More light than you can handle. We can say it's the all light. It's not a bad deal. You did nothing to deserve it, but you get the all light.